Well, hi, this is some screenshots from the Facebook for the Redford High School 1968 group. And what I did was I recorded some of the pictures and added text to voice so you could listen to it.
Linda Lockman, Elaine McAuliffe, Joe Shefferly. Linda Lockman, Kathy Loftus, Father Joe Daly, Jesse Wysocki, Judy Dixon. 1958 Terry Woodry, Jesse Wysocki. 1958 CKS Terry Tobito, Marlene Skindle. 75 years Christ the King School first floor hallway. 75 years Christ the King School second floor hallway. 75 years Christ the King School auditorium. 75 years CKS a classroom. 75 years CKS, Pat Sabin, Gary Sabin, lower level church.
Appreciate all the help all of you gave us.
Bob Seger Outdoor Concert at the grand opening of Oakland Mall 1968. An estimated 20,000 were in attendance, admission was free. As one of the attendees, I can say that it was a great concert. At the time it was the largest attended Bob Seger concert. Rock and roll never forgets. There were 5 form the January-June classes of 1968 at today's RHS, all alumni luncheon, at the Walled Lake Tiki Bar. We were overshadowed by 14 attendees from the January-June classes of 1965. Not long after leaving the Tiki Bar, Walled Lake lost electrical power as a nasty storm rolled through with winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. In case anyone was wondering, yes, it was hot out on the luncheon deck. Just reviewing with my grandchildren. I am going to provide a childhood, a teen, marriage pictures of Ron and I, picture of our family growing up, the children and family picture of them with us, my summer project. For those who might be interested, there will be a Brightmoor reunion in 2025. I believe these were held every other year in the past, but it looks like the organizer has stated going to an every year event. More reunion information is available at the Brightmoor Community, Northwestern Metro Detroit Facebook site. Throwback Thursday, yours truly, as a 1-year-old 1951. Ian McCully Ferguson, these look like daffodils of which I learned are poisonous to moles. I am planting lots of daffodils this year. Jean McCully Ferguson, these look like daffodils of which I learned are poisonous to moles. I am planting lots of daffodils this year to work on natural pest controls. Can someone confirm my memory? We had the worst boys team. So bad, that even the girls believed that they could beat us. Consequently, we played the girls once. I cannot remember who won, but the rest of the boys' teams were jealous that we got to play the girls. If you attended Healy Grade School, you might know where this railroad crossing is. It was one long slow-moving train this afternoon, with a whole lot of coiled metal being transported. Alan King, Nick Ritchie, and I played a lot of Little League baseball a couple miles south of the tracks in Rouge Park. All reactions: 5 Linda Cunningham and 4 others. 3. Most relevant comments. Deborah Smith Stecco, I believe you are on Outer Drive north of Plymouth Road. I recognize the apartment complex on the left just past the railroad tracks. The first street after the apartments is Glendale. A left turn will take you into my old neighborhood and Healy School. LOL, am I correct? Hope so. If not, I'll blame it on my age. Emerson Junior High students should find this 9th grade class will and testament interesting. Even Redford grads will recognize many of the names. All reactions: 12 Kathy Jaror, Vicky Hammer Parker, and 10 others. 13. Most relevant comments. Jerry Lynn Fitzgerald Bird, wow, I don't know if I've ever seen this. Great memories, thank you for sharing. 13 W. Like, reply Penny Lucia, I found this very interesting and fun. Great reading all these names and picturing them in my mind. I am sure they haven't changed a bit. 12W. Like. Reply Carol Lindbert. Very cool. Thanks. 11W. Like. Reply Kathy Schiller-Everts replied. 1 Reply Kathy Schiller-Everts. I was wondering if anyone on this homeroom still has our 9th class photo? 13W. Like. Reply Jerry Lynn Fitzgerald Bird replied. 5 Replies Catherine Julia. This was my class. Wonder why I didn't do one. 13W. Like. Reply. Charlie Krischer, March 22. This date in 1954 Northland opened. Several from our graduating class worked there from time to time. All reactions 15 Kathy Jarrower, Walter Booz Migda, and 13 others. 25. Most relevant. Comments. Jean McCulley Ferguson. So much fun. It was. I understand Costco has refurbished the site with a major distribution facility. 14W. Like. Reply Patrick Henahan replied. 5 Replies Jane Miles. I worked at Hudson's 1968 to 1971, then switched to Oakland Mall Hudson's 73 to 76. 14W. Like. Reply. Charlie Krischer replied. 1 Reply Richard Blackwood. I had the classroom portion of my driver's education there at Easy Method Driving School in 1965. I sold my free press route to pay the $55 fee. 14W. Like. Reply edited. Deborah Smith Stecco. I worked at Himmelhoch's in the men's department. At NN. 14W. Like. Reply Charlie Krischer replied. 5 Replies Susan P. Cunwick. I worked at Hudson's. 14W. Like. Reply 2. Debbie Allen Lewitanen replied. 2 Replies Tina Brander. I worked at Sanders. 14W. Like. Reply. Kathy Jarrower. February 13th. Who says it doesn't rain in Southern California? I arrived yesterday and it hasn't stopped raining. The good thing is there are no more fires either. All reactions. 2 Linda Cunningham, and 1 other. Michael Rudis. February 9th. I was glued to the TV. All reactions. 9 Kathy Jarrower, Walter Booz Migda, and 7 others. 5. Most relevant. Comments. Sharon D'Ambrosio Hop. Was so excited to watch them. At NN. Jiffy. 19W. Like. Reply Patricia Fleming. I enjoyed this too. 19W. Like. Reply Patricia Fleming. Love this. 18W. Like. Reply J.D. Maris. I stood there watching in disbelief. 20W. Like. Reply Pamela Mitchell Titmus. I was also. 20W. Like. Reply. Michael Rudis. December 23, 2024. Look at it spin. All reactions. 3 Kathy Jarrower, Walter Booz Migda, and 1 other. 1. Most relevant. Comments. Patricia Fleming. I gave mine away to my niece many years ago. It was passed down from my mom. 27W. Like. Reply. Michael Rudis. December 23, 2024. The Christmas lights outside the downtown Detroit JL. Hudson Department Store, 1961. Comments. Sandy Trella. These were so fun and festive until the house was warm from holiday cooking. Cold windows plus warm temps equals runny pictures made of glass wax. 28W. Like. Reply edited. 2. Vicky Hammer Parker. Glass wax. 28W. Like. Reply Debbie Allen Lewitanen. I love doing this. 28W. Like, reply Kathy Jaror. I forgot about that. Charlie Krischer, December 11, 2024. Way back we thought a box of 8 was all we needed. All reactions 16 Kathy Jaror, Vicky Hammer Parker and 14 others. 5. Most relevant comments. Penny Bradley. My mother bought me more than 8. The teacher gave me a short time to get them. And kept the rest. 29W. Like. Reply to. Jean McCulley Ferguson replied. 1 reply Linda Cunningham. I tease my husband that he grew up with a box of 8 crayons. Everything is blue, brown, green, purple, and red, etc. 29W. Like. Reply Charlie Krischer replied. 1 reply Penny Bradley, Cook School. Jean McCulley Ferguson, Walter Booz Migda, Kathy Migda, Keith Smith, Patty Newstead Durkee, Jean McCulley Ferguson, Ron Ferguson, Sue Foster, Dave, Peggy Barbito Press, Diane James Barnett, and Jesse Wysocki Farkas. What is neat, our siblings also come from different years, and we are able to see each other. In case anyone was wondering if the Livonia Mall Sears store is still standing, it is. While it has been shuttered for many years, the building is still there. Sears owns the building and the property and apparently has no interest in selling the corner to anyone. Must be some beneficial financial reason for keeping the building and property on the books. The mall has been gone for a long time, replaced by a freestanding Kohl's and a Walmart. I knew several people from RHS that worked at Livonia Mall. Photo taken while I was having new tires installed. 7 years on the original tires without a single puncture was a pleasant surprise. See less. All reactions 14 Kathy Jaror, Vicky Hammer Parker, and 12 others. 17. Most relevant comments. Sandy Trella. I worked in the credit department of Sears at Livonia Mall during the summer of 1968. And then, every summer, while going to Eastern Michigan University 1968 to 1972. Prior to that, I worked at Sears at Grand River and Oakmont Boulevard on Saturdays and summers. See more. 36W. Like. Reply to. Charlie Krischer replied. 1 reply Lynn Ross Warfield. I was at a movie at Livonia Mall the night the riots broke out in Detroit. They turned the lights on and sent everyone home, and told us to avoid Edgewater Park. It was quite surreal. 36W. Like. Reply Charlie Krischer replied. 1 reply Michael Mall. What was that corned beef place across the street? Ben and George's? Oh man. 36W. Like. Reply to. Bill Doki replied. 2 replies John Excel. Charlie, were you at the Goodyear Tire store? Is that still there? 36W. Like. Reply Walter Booz Migda replied. 7 replies answer is Chris Timko.